Within this video, I'll go through the Sea of Thieves patch notes released on the 6th of February for patch 1.4.3, where I do the reading so you don't have to. Stay tuned. The main attraction of this patch appears to be the mercenary voyages and ship customizations that were added to the game. The mercenary voyage is purchased from Duke for 5 doubloons. You are given missions from each of the 3 trading companies to complete. A mercenary voyage section has been added to the reputation tab, the first commendation being loyal to the coin. Upon completion of your first mercenary voyage, you're awarded 50 doubloons. You also unlock the ability to buy the limited edition mercenary cosmetics from Duke, which include the mercenary sail, hull, and flag for your ship. While they will be available beyond the 13th of February, they won't be available forever. There have been some combat balancing changes within the patch, where they've removed the double gun method exploit by adding an animation between changing guns. They've made some reload improvements, where weapons are reloaded the moment the hammer is pulled, rather than when the reload animation is finished. This resolves some issues players were having, where they would think the gun's reloaded and finished, run or change weapons, only to find out that the weapon hasn't reloaded yet. The projectile speed of bullets has been increased and the damage drop-off has been reduced. They've also reduced the overall damage for the Eye of Reach from 80 down to 70 in an attempt to make it more effective in the right hands, while preventing it from being overpowered as the shots are now faster. They've also reduced the accuracy of shots if they aren't aimed, specifically for the Eye of Reach, to ensure that this is used as a ranged weapon rather than one that's mid to close combat weapon. The flintlock pistol and the Eye of Reach have had their ability to do pushback damage removed. It stays in place for the cutlass and the blunderbuss. The reason this particular update was so large was because they're repacking the game, allowing for more control on their end and more space on ours. In system changes, the streamer mode has been implemented and a keyboard has been added to control it. Ship changes include kitchens have been added to all of the ships with stoves and roasting pans. Cutouts have been added to the bow of each of the ships for unknown reasons, and rowboats can now move in Kraken's ink. Animals. Players affected by venom will now be able to access barrels. After a server change, pigs can be fed and snakes continue to attack. Snakes also fit inside their container and take damage from headshots. World. Changes to the world. A new fort has been added in the Devil's Roar called Molten Sands Fortress, however it's currently inactive. NPCs have the same interaction button and there are no more floating rocks around Devil's Ridge. Changes to the treasure include it floating to the surface quicker. Bounty skulls now make noise when you're close by. Emoting will no longer hide the treasure you're holding. When a rowboat is destroyed with treasure on it, the treasure will now be accessible. In random event changes, the Kraken sloop experience has been toned down and the Kraken is now less likely to wrap around the ship. The Shrouded Ghost spawn rate has been increased slightly, however we weren't given any numbers on what it was previously or what it is now. Messages in a bottle can now have cargo runs. Skeleton ships that spawn on you no longer submerge when in close range, preventing them from just seemingly randomly despawning. In customizations, the ocean crawler cannons were adjusted to improve line of sight. A few sound changes include cannonballs hitting rock and wood now sound quote-unquote better. You can now tell the difference between cannons hitting above deck or below deck. Barrels and rowboats now make noise when they hit your ship, and rum bottle crates now play the correct sound instead of constantly breaking sound. General bug fixes: when you're drowned by the Kraken, your camera won't get locked in place. Your recent players list will now show your recent players, and the ghost jacket will no longer clip through hair. For the full list of changes, I've included a link to my website below, however these are the main ones. And that's all for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the Aussie accent, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I hope you're having a lovely day. Till next time.